What's up, everybody? So, in lieu of the passing of the great actor Val Kilmer, I'm going to review my favorite Val Kilmer movie. As you can tell, it's The Saint, directed by Phillip Noyce, starring Val Kilmer and Elisabeth Shue. It's based off of a 1960s British TV show. I guess it was kind of like the pre-Bond days for Roger Moore. The premise of the movie is that he plays a thief, like an international thief, the best there is, named Simon Templar. And what sets him apart from everybody else is just how he can morph into different identities. So he puts on wigs, facial hair, accents. He plays a South African guy, a Russian guy, an Australian guy, a Spaniard guy. And that's probably one of the most impressive things about the movie is just how seamlessly Val Kilmer just goes from one accent to the other and is just so believable and so accurate, and it's just, you're just wondering who he's going to pretend to be later and how he's going to pull it off. And it's nothing short of spectacular. So yes, he plays a thief, and he is hired by this Russian mobster kind of guy to steal a formula for cold fusion, which is kind of like mythic proportions during this time. And so he goes about doing that, and then things start to go wrong as he tries to collect payments, and then, the people that he meets along the way and the actions that he takes after that. It's a load of fun. It's very, very typical of, 90s action movies, very much a popcorn movie. But it really has that quality, that only Val Kilmer can produce. It's like he just has that gravitas, and an incredible acting ability. I mean, he was trained at Juilliard, which is like probably the premier acting school in the States. I mean, they also do musical performance as well, but theater is one of them. And he was probably, I think, one of the youngest actors ever to be accepted into that school. He has incredible chemistry with Elisabeth Shue. It's like they've been doing movies together forever. And that's a great dynamic between, because he has to seduce her in order to get the cold fusion formula, because she plays the scientist that created it. And you kind of see the dilemma that he faces in the way that he seduces her and how he feels about it after the fact. Some really, really cool action sequences, some really fun bad guys. I mean, it's all around just a really, really fun time. And the thing that I always wondered, and I still kind of think about today every now and again, is why this movie wasn't turned into a franchise. Now, along the way in my nerdom when it comes to knowing about not just movies, but the behind the scenes things that happen, apparently Val Kilmer was not the easiest guy to work with. I mean, famed director John Frankenheimer once was quoted as, "I will never work with Val Kilmer ever again." They worked together when they did The Island of Dr. Moreau, also starring Marlon Brando. But yeah, he had a difficult reputation, which is almost like the kiss of death in Hollywood, to be labeled as difficult, because everyone, like, it's hard enough to making a movie when everything is going great. So when anyone has these types of personalities that make the difficulty even more, then you're gonna find studios and filmmakers a little bit hesitant to deal with you. But this was made to be a franchise. I mean, it's not as if at the very end they hint at it. Just by the mere fact that it was a successful TV series, I believe it had about 6 seasons, then it just lends itself, to however many they could make, depending on the success of the first one. And from what I remember, it was a modest success. This is back in the day when making $100 million a movie was like, that was the hurdle. That's like, that was your gold standard. If your movie made $100 million, then it was a huge success. I think this movie made about 70 million-ish or so. So if there were enough people that really enjoyed making that movie, I think that there would have been more. But yeah, for better or for worse, that never happened. And I'm curious as to why no one has produced a reboot, since that's what's all the rage in the last 10 to 20 years. Let's just redo something that was either very successful or kind of successful back in the day. And yeah, I really enjoyed Val Kilmer's movies. I remember one time even arguing that had he made better decisions as far as what movies to make, he would have been a bigger movie star than Tom Cruise. And then that's kind of when I started hearing the whispers of what he was like behind the scenes. And then it all made sense, as to why he never achieved that level of fame and status that Tom Cruise did. But he left behind a great legacy of great performances, and I think I'm even going to look to watch The Saint tonight in memoriam. Anyways, what about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.